Hello, and in this part 2 IELTS speaking video, I will look at the topic, describe an intelligent person you know. You should say who this person is, how you know this person, what this person does, and explain why you think this person is intelligent. And at the end of the video, I will look at a couple of part 3 questions as well. Now, the person I have chosen is an imaginary person. You do not have to talk about real people. You do not have to know the person. It's a test of language, and it's about getting as much complex language in there as possible. So let's take a look at the answer. Gosh, this is quite a tricky topic because I know a lot of people who are intelligent, but it is a struggle to say why I think they are an intellectual. I've decided to talk about a close friend of mine who I would classify as very smart for a number of reasons. Firstly, he is academically intelligent. He has a master's degree in something or other. Sorry, it has completely slipped my mind what it is. But I guess to be able to study to a high level such as this means that he is bright. On top of that, he has a top job in a university. Not teaching, but something in HR. However, I would like to focus on other areas which I think make him stand out as being clever. The area I'd like to focus on is common sense. What do I mean by that? Well, it means a natural ability to make good judgments and behave in a practical and sensible way. Sadly, this is a skill that is lacking in many people today. To give you an example, one of the things he does, which I think exemplifies his common sense, is realizing that you cannot achieve anything without dedication. You cannot change your life without putting in the time, without putting in the effort, and without putting up with the setbacks required to master whatever it is you have chosen to do. For example, when he wanted to learn Spanish, then he started speaking Spanish. When he wanted to lose weight, he lowered his calorie intake and exercised regularly. He realizes that with everything in life there are no shortcuts. As a result, he keeps progressing and developing and doesn't sit still. I think this is the greatest sign of intellect rather than the number of qualifications he has. So let's take a look at some of the language. Gosh is something we say quite a lot in English. It's a politer expression. Some people say, oh my God, or God. This is much politer, and it's something I encourage my children to use rather than saying, oh my God. It's quite a tricky topic. It's a difficult topic. It is a struggle, very useful word for writing and speaking. A difficult thing is a struggle, and there is the verb to struggle, to find something difficult. Now, I've tried to use lots of different words for intelligent. There is the word intellectual as an adjective, and you can also use it as a noun, an intellectual, so it means an intelligent person. Who I would classify, who I would class as, so I'm ranking him as, I'm saying he is very smart, very intelligent. Smart is another word for intelligent. We can talk about academic intelligence, and this means the ability to study at school or college, university, and he is academically intelligent. He has a master's degree, so this is a higher level degree in the UK. In something or other, you don't always have to say what it is in French, in German, in something or other. And this is a very useful phrase. Learn it for IELTS speaking. It has completely slipped my mind. It means I've forgotten what it is, but it's idiomatic, it's very complex. It has slipped my mind, or it has completely slipped my mind. It's basically saying it's fallen out of your head. So it has completely slipped my mind. Another word here meaning intelligent, bright. So we have intellectual, smart, bright. Make sure you have a range of words in your IELTS speaking. On top of that, in addition to that, a top job, a very good job, a high job in a university. Something in HR, this stands for human resources, and it's the department that looks after the staff in an organisation. So recruits the staff, pays the staff, deals with staff problems, holidays, etc. HR. I think make him stand out as being clever. So another word for intelligent, clever. And to make him stand out, if somebody stands out or something stands out, it appears bigger, better than lots of other things. So the area I'm focusing on here is common sense. And I go on to explain what it is. And I say, what do I mean by that? A good discourse marker, expression. What do I mean by that? So it shows that I'm going to explain it. Well, it's the natural ability to make good judgments and behave in a practical and sensible way. So somebody who's sensible and practical has common sense. So they know how to behave, they know how to act in certain situations. They're not stupid, basically. But it is a skill lacking in many people today. So some people don't have any common sense. So, for example, my daughter was in her bedroom one day and kept saying, "I'm so cold, it's freezing cold." And I said, "Well, have you turned the radiator on?" "Oh, do I need to turn it on?" she said. I said, "Yes, there's a thing there, you turn it and it gets warmer." Now, she's only 15, but she has no common sense. She's very intelligent, but common sense and intelligence do not always go together. So some people are very stupid about life things, the practical things that we need to do. But this is the area I am focusing on in this answer. And to give you an example, very important in IELTS speaking that you support your ideas with some examples. It gives you more to say. So to give you an example, which I think exemplifies, very good word, a verb, to exemplify, and it means to be a perfect example of something. You could use this in IELTS writing as well. Dedication. To be dedicated means to be focused, to be motivated, to put a lot of time and effort into doing something, and which is what I say he does. He puts in the time, puts in the effort, and puts up with. To put up with means to tolerate, to not get upset by. The setbacks, very good word for writing and speaking. A setback is something like a problem, an issue that sets you back, that kind of stops you progressing. Required to master. If you master something, you become an expert in it. Another good word here for writing and speaking, shortcuts. These are where you do something usually to save time or money. So you take a shortcut, but usually it doesn't benefit you in the end. So he's saying there are no shortcuts. You have to work hard. You have to put in the time and effort. You're not going to become fluent in Spanish just by watching one 5-minute YouTube video. There's not a shortcut to it. It takes time and effort. Very good phrase here for describing people. He or she doesn't sit still, and that means that they're always active, they're always doing something, they're always wanting to progress and develop. And finally, a noun connected with intelligence, intellect. So we've got an intellectual, meaning an intelligent person, intellectual, an adjective to describe an intelligent person, and your intellect is a noun meaning your intelligence. So I strongly recommend you learn all of the words, particularly connected with intelligence. So smart, clever, bright, intellectual, all of these words, so you have a range of vocabulary for this answer. So let's take a look now at some part 3 questions connected with this topic. So do you think smart people tend to be selfish? So it's asking you, if you're intelligent, are you selfish? You only think of yourself. No, I don't think there is a correlation between the two things at all. Very useful for writing and speaking. A correlation is a connection, a link. So I'm saying no, there isn't a link, there isn't a connection with being smart and being selfish. There is no proof of a connection between being intelligent and self-centered. So here I'm expanding on the vocabulary. Self-centered means selfish. And I'm saying again, I'm reiterating. To reiterate means to say again. There's no proof of a connection, but I'm using different words. I'm paraphrasing. All kinds of people can be egotistical, and similarly, all kinds can be selfless as well. So some more good words connected with being selfish. Egotistical means selfish, self-centered means selfish. And the opposite of these words is selfless. If you are selfless, you put others first. You don't think of yourself. You are not selfish. So some very useful words for describing people. Who do you think plays a more important role in a child's development, teachers or parents? For me, I don't think one overrides the other, because they are both vitally important. So it's asking you who is more important, but I'm basically saying they're both equally important. One doesn't override the other. If something overrides something else, it takes control of it. So I don't think one of them takes control of the child. They're both equally important. I've known kids who have supportive parents who have turned out horrible, and likewise those who have unsupported ones who have been successful. So here I'm saying you've got supportive parents, but the kids have turned out, have become horrible. And likewise, similarly, unsupportive ones have become successful. So I'm saying that there's no connection, there's no correlation between supportive parents and nice kids, or unsupportive parents and horrible kids. Ideally, having caring parents and inspirational teachers would be the best. That would be a win-win situation. Often you're talking about situations in IELTS Part 3, and a very useful word, ideally, and this means in an ideal world, in a perfect situation. This would be the perfect thing to have. So caring parents and inspirational teachers, teachers who inspire you, motivate you, encourage you to be better. And extremely useful for both writing and speaking, a win-win situation. We can talk about a win-lose situation. So one half wins, one half loses. A lose-lose situation. Both parties lose. But a win-win situation would be one where you've got two wins. So if you've got caring parents and great teachers, that's a win-win situation. It means it's a very positive situation to be in. Now, when you look at the PDF for this video, there'll be an extra Part 3 question in there as well. So have a read through that one. Hope you found it useful, and thank you for watching.